Welcome everyone to another edition of Monday Night Raw. I am your host StampedAxis, and tonight we've got some pretty big matches on the card. To be fair, last week in our main event we saw Baron Corbin defeat Roman Reigns once again. Corbin proving that Roman Reigns just isn't in the same league. And tonight the Universal Champion is going to be in the main event once again, but it's going to be part of a 6-man tag team match. We'll get to that in just a second, but first let's have a look at some of the other matches tonight. We kick off tonight with Roman Reigns versus Rusev. Defeated last week, can he come back with a win? Charlotte Flair is going to go one-on-one with Peyton Royce. In our next match we're going to see Sonya Deville go one-on-one with Nia Jax. We haven't seen much of Nia Jax so far. Braun Strowman is going to go one-on-one with Andrade, two of our better superstars here in Universe mode. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to go one-on-one with Jeff Hardy. In the 6-man tag we talked about Titus Worldwide and Daniel Bryan take on the Bludgeon Brothers and Baron Corbin. So if we look at our results, Roman Reigns picks up a much needed win over Rusev. Charlotte Flair picks up the win over Peyton Royce, getting the better of both of those guys. Nia Jax picks up the win over Sonya Deville. Braun Strowman manages to knock off Andrade. He is in fine form. And Jeff Hardy picks up a win over Shinsuke Nakamura. And now it is time for our main event. So it is Titus Worldwide in this matchup. We haven't seen anything of Titus Worldwide yet so far in Universe mode. But the general manager, Matt Hardy, wants to see all of his superstars, wants to get an idea of who his best superstars are and what they can do on the big stage, and what an opportunity it is for the guys in Titus Worldwide. Apollo Crews, one half of Titus Worldwide, a very promising young man. Athletic ability, certainly got a lot of power. He could have a bright future here. Whereas his partner, a little bit older, is Titus O'Neil, sort of getting to the twilight of his career perhaps. A great ambassador, of course, for WWE. But he's been there as well. He's done it all. Of course, a former tag team champion as part of the Primetime Players. Of course, that didn't happen in Universe mode. But we know that Titus, again, if you look at him, his size, his power, he certainly can bring qualities to the table. And it'll be interesting to see what he can bring to tonight's match. Of course, Daniel Bryan, a firm fan favourite around these parts, picks up a big win over Dolph Ziggler a couple of weeks ago now at Backlash. He set the challenge and he backed himself up with a fine win. And he's going to have a good opportunity tonight. If he can pick up a win over Corbin, then maybe Daniel Bryan is the next challenger in line for the Universal title. Of course, we are a long way away from the next pay-per-view. Quite a while until Money in the Bank. We don't know what matches will be in store for that pay-per-view. But if Bryan can pick up a win tonight and continue to do well over the next coming weeks, then you never know. He could be in line for a shot at the big belt. But their opponents tonight, well, we certainly know what these two gentlemen can do. One of the best tag teams here on Raw. Haven't had a title opportunity as of yet. We're actually pipped to the post by the B team, believe it or not. But yeah, these two, of course, picked up a win as Backlash as well. They knocked off Gable and Benjamin. And although they haven't been the most consistent of tag teams so far in Universe mode, they always bring an A game and just a physical demeanour that no one wants to come up against. Two giants of men, two absolute behemoths as well. Luke Harper, especially impressive, tall, powerful, but his athletic ability for a man of his size is almost sometimes too hard to believe. But many strings to his bow, and it's certainly going to be a tough task for Titus Worldwide and Daniel Bryan to knock off one of these men, let alone this man, the Universal Champion. getting better and better and better. The fans love to hate him. He's not a nice guy, whatever way you look at it. He's not a nice guy. He's rude, he's cocky, he's arrogant. But to be fair to Corbin, he backs it up. And like we said, he's beaten Roman Reigns twice now in Universe Mode. Obviously defeated Jeff Hardy at Backlash for the Universal title. You've got to put stock in this man. As much as it may go against what you believe in and your morals, I believe that Corbin could be champion for a long time to come. But we'll have to wait and see how tonight pans out. 6-man tag action underway. Is going to be Apollo Crews and Rowan to get us started. And straight away, Rowan just showing his power. Apollo Crews, as we already said, he's not a light person, you know. He's athletic, he's powerful, great physique. He certainly has a lot of assets. But if Apollo Crews can just find that consistency and just put in performances week after week and pick up results, then he certainly could have a bright future. And we said about the power on display. Just look at the way he is holding Rowan. Rowan, as we've already said, an absolute behemoth of a man. So the show of strength to hold him for that long and then turn it into a suplex is certainly no mean feat. Referee at the count of 5 already. Rowan face just planting off the apron. Apollo with a couple of strikes. These two men need to get it back in the ring, or we could have a fairly early end to this match, and they do. And now Apollo can get to work. Again, like we said, we haven't seen much of Titus Worldwide. I believe this is their first match in Universe Mode. A nice reverse suplex there, again showing the power of Apollo Crews. But yeah, Titus Worldwide, I don't think they've had a match. I think this is their first match in Universe Mode. And what a way to be thrust into the spotlight as Crews gets the tag to Daniel Bryan and stomped right to the head of Rowan. And Bryan stops the hot tag. The size difference between these two is vast for all to see. Of course, in real life, allies, tag team champions, in fact, on SmackDown. But in Universe Mode, they're both on the Raw brand. And tonight, they face off as enemies as opposed to friends. Bryan just working the arms of Rowan. Always a good tactic with a big man just to wear down his limbs, his legs, his arms, whatever you can do just to reduce the power. Bryan's speed in this match can get in. Nice fireman's carry there by Rowan just to relieve some of the pressure. If Titus Worldwide can get on the winning side tonight, then, like we said, just with Apollo Crews, if as a tag team they can pick up wins, pick up consistency, there's a nice double team move there by the Bludgeon Brothers, then they could be in conversation for a tag team title opportunity. Of course, we've got, as we already said, Breezango are our tag team champions. Haven't seen anything of them since the pay-per-view. Titus Worldwide, Gable and Benjamin, we've got Bludgeon Brothers, Rusev Day, B-Team as well. So, tag team division is pretty strong, but it certainly could be stronger. And you think the Bludgeon Brothers certainly would look at that tag team division and think that they could take it and own it. And just there, the display of athleticism that we already said about Luke Harper, a Hurricane Rana on Titus O'Neil. Would you ever think to see that from a man of his size? You also saw him hit the super kick there on Daniel Bryan. That could have been it, but Bryan able to get the hot tag. And now we see two halves of tag teams in this match going at it. For Daniel Bryan, as we've already said, we said about Titus Worldwide and what they could do. Daniel Bryan as well, perhaps in a better position. Like we said, picks up the win at Backlash over Dolph Ziggler in that no disqualification match as Titus makes the tag. But his stock is always going to rise, you feel, with Daniel Bryan, a superb competitor. Like we've already said, an absolute firm fan favourite. If he can pick up a win over Corbin tonight, then, who's to say that he's not potentially going to be Universal Champion one day? He's certainly got the tools to do so, and he could easily carry that big red belt as more superb power on display from Apollo Crews. This man is seriously impressive. Still got plenty of time on his side to make something of his career here in Universe Mode. Whether he goes it alone perhaps, or whether he sticks with Titus, we don't know how long Titus has got left in him. He's doing a lot away from the ring for the company. Maybe it is time for Apollo to go on his own and try and prove himself. Maybe look to get his hands on the Intercontinental Championship, of course held currently by Cedric Alexander. Defended it at Backlash, beating Rusev. As now Luke Harper takes care of Titus O'Neil. Doesn't want any interference. Daniel Bryan trying to come in and help, but Harper gets the tag to Rowan, and now some double team maneuvers. And maybe Bryan got the tag, and a shining wizard. The knee connecting to the skull. And now Bryan trying to get the crowd behind him, sorry. I didn't think that Daniel Bryan had tagged in. I thought he was just coming to try and help out, but maybe while Apollo was in the corner, he got a tag in that we didn't see. Bryan plants Rowan with the DDT, and I think that might have bust him open, and the first we've seen of Baron Corbin, a little cheap shot to the back of Bryan's head. But Bryan going to continue the offense, and here we go. The yes kicks, the referee can't believe it, almost taken off his feet. Here we go, can he land the last kick? He does, right to the side of the head. Thought he might go for the cover, but chooses not to. Instead gets him back to his own corner. And the running kicks from Daniel Bryan, classic Daniel Bryan. Corbin goes for another cheap shot. Only a couple this time, and Rowan stumbles to his feet. Bryan probably thinking about the running knee, but Rowan gets a hot tag, and now we see the Universal Champion enter the fray for the first time. Knocks Bryan straight off his feet. But Ryan answers. I keep calling him Ryan. I don't know why. There is clearly a B in front of his name. Daniel Bryan. Here we go. Could he be looking to end the Universal Champion early? He's setting up for it. The running knee to Baron Corbin. Could that be it? Could we be in for a shock? He gets the cover in. No one coming to help Corbin. Oh, manages to get the shoulder up after two. Ambitious from Bryan. I like to see it. But I think Corbin just too fresh in the match to be put away by that just yet. But the signs are there for all to see. That Bryan has got the confidence flowing, and now double team by Corbin and Harper. Not part of the same tag team, but certainly got good enough chemistry to be able to pull off moves like that. And now Harper just going to work on the ground with some pretty clenched fists. And another big right hand by Harper. Here we go. Going for potentially the back suplex. Just face plants Bryan and now goes for the cover. And only a 2 count. Bryan has to be careful here because, you know, he's got amazing stamina. But he has expended a lot of energy on offense so far. He doesn't want to get caught out. But Harper just looking in control at the moment. Tosses Bryan into the corner. But Bryan uses his quickness to escape. Kicks to the back of the leg. And a takedown by Bryan as well. He's looking fired up in this match. And now going for the heel hook in the middle of the ring. Luke Harper nowhere to go. Corbin and Rowan not coming to help. Luke Harper has got to survive this all by himself. And he manages to do so. A big boot to the face. And Bryan has to release the lock. And now Harper going for the quick roll up. They believe that it could be done. But Titus O'Neil. Well, he manages to break up the pin. But then gets taken out for his trouble. Now Corbin just tossing Bryan out of the ring. Could have been all over there if not for the interception by Titus O'Neil. Apollo Crews dead on his feet. I'm guessing he's behind Titus O'Neil just catching his breath. We can't see him in shot at the moment. A nice back suplex by Harper. And the referee's count continues to grow now at the count of 4. I believe. If he's going to continue counting. There we go. Count of 4. I don't know why he waited for so long. He's probably counted 3 in all the 8s. Count of 5 now. Harper just sizing up Daniel Bryan, who has been superb in this match, it has to say. Probably the best performer on his team, but you're always going to expect that. No knock against Titus and Apollo, of course, but Bryan spent the most time in the ring. Now is he looking for the hot tag, and he gets it to Titus O'Neil. Oh no, that is Apollo Crews. My apologies. Nice kip up there. I thought that was Titus O'Neil. I do apologise. Harper, double underhook suplex. I did think that was Titus. I don't want any slews of any accusations of racism. It was not that. They wear the same coloured trunks. See? See? Titus at the back there. He's got red on his trunks and black. It was hard to see from the angle. Leave me alone. Harper continues to punish Apollo, but Apollo does well. And now corkscrew leg takedown. And just allow him to recover. We've said about what could be next for Titus O'Neil, for Apollo Crews and Daniel Bryan. But what about the other guys on the other side of the ring? Of course, the Bludgeon Brothers, like we said. They have all the tools. My word, what a super kick by Harper. That could be the end of it. But yeah, we saw the Bludgeons. You know, they have all the tools to dominate this tag team division, like we've already said. So, you know, whenever they decide to turn it on, they can book themselves a spot against Breezango, and you'd have to favour them. As well as Breezango have done so far in Universe mode, you will always fancy the Bludgeon Brothers in any match they go into. And a big boot there by Harper on Apollo Crews. That could well be it. Harper goes for the cover. No one coming to the aid of Apollo Crews, and just manages to kick out. Gets the shoulder up at 2.5, and he and his team manage to survive. But what's next for Baron Corbin? We've already seen what he can do, taking on some really high caliber people. Luke Harper going for the discus clothesline and completely misjudged it. And if he's not careful, Crews is going to get a tag. He doesn't. He manages to stop it. Bit of a miscalculation there from Luke Harper. And now Apollo Crews not appreciating the aid of Rowan and Corbin for Harper. And he takes care of both of them. And now Harper, big sidewalk slam. Doesn't need the aid of Rowan and Corbin. Can get the job done by himself. But Crews, there we go. The hot tag, and Daniel Bryan, the main man, is back in. Went for a running knee. But just like Harper moments ago, miscalculated and completely missed his target. And now Bryan busted open as well. Head thrust into the turnbuckle. And Harper using those long legs just to choke and wrench the neck of Bryan. Here we go. Another turnbuckle slam using the ropes for leverage. And the Bludgeon Brothers really dominating this match now. How long do we reckon this match will go on for? Harper just sizing up his opponent in the corner. Harper went again for the discus clothesline, but Bryan managed to reverse it. And now Daniel Bryan in control. Irish whip. Went for the boot, but Harper, here we go, just picks him up by his chest and slams him down into the mat. You can see that took so much out of Daniel Bryan, but he manages to fight back. And here we go, looking for the yes lock. Harper close to the ropes. He's got it wrenched in, Daniel Bryan, and that is going to be it. Harper has nowhere to go. He was so close to the ropes, but taps to the yes lock. Well, I certainly didn't expect it to end like that and that quickly. But here we go. What a performance from Daniel Bryan in this match. We said before that if he puts in a stellar performance, then he could certainly put himself in line for a shot at Baron Corbin's Universal title. Of course, Corbin was not the one defeated tonight. He will claim that all day long. He didn't lose, he will feel. It was the Bludgeon Brothers that lost this match for him. But a superb performance from Daniel Bryan. Of course, got to give a shout out to Apollo Crews as well. He more than performed tonight. Didn't see much of Titus O'Neil, but a stellar performance from these three gentlemen that could raise the stocks of not only Titus Worldwide as a tag team, but Daniel Bryan as well. Can they back themselves up in the future? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, guys, that is going to be the end of tonight's episode of Raw. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.